Hey rock stars, and happy Talk It Out Thursday. I hope you enjoyed last week's video about peace and asking ourselves some of those questions to really reflect on ourselves, to be aware of ourselves, and to be aware of how we feel peace. And you know, we have to be able to practice it ourselves, especially if we're asking other people to do it for help. So this week I want to talk about safety plans. So I know I've done many videos, and I'll probably be doing another one coming up here soon about, okay, if someone comes up to you and they say they are suicidal, what do you do? What do you do, rock stars? So I've done videos on this and pretty much ask questions. First and foremost, freak out in your head. Just go ahead and do it now. Just imagine it, freak out. I still do it, okay? I am in this field. I will still freak out in my head like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? What do I say? How do I help this person? So just be aware that you will have a freak out moment, but then ask questions, okay? So, do you have a plan? Do you have a plan to kill yourself? Be straightforward and to the point, like don't sugarcoat it. And so I ask this question every day to my kiddos, to my adult clients, and a lot of the kiddos have thoughts. They don't have a plan. Now, in videos coming up, I will talk about what to do if they say yes to the plan, but if they say no, say, okay, let's discuss a safety plan then. If your thoughts, if your feelings got worse, what are you gonna do? Who can you talk to? What's that safety plan? And I had a fabulous, wonderful therapist bring to my attention, we were discussing suicide safety plans. And she said, you know, one way I reframe it to my clients is this. It's much better for you to be able to say what you want to do than being at the end of your rope and having someone else have to make the decisions. And I have probably posted that in a video before, but I try to reiterate that to my clients or anyone that may come up to me saying that they're struggling, that they're suicidal, they don't have a plan, but they're feeling it, they have thoughts. So, rock stars, here's a resource for you all. It's a safety plan. Now, I have one that we have all the kiddos fill out. So it pretty much says, you know, in their time here, that they won't hurt themselves, that they won't take their life. And when they're here, who are you going to talk to? And they say they're going to talk to either their peers, they'll report it to one of us therapists. And then we ask, okay, when you're not in therapy, when you're not in treatment, and you are having overwhelming emotions, you're having intense emotions, who can you talk to? And again, I know that when someone is at the end of their rope and they are, they're ready to really hurt themselves, it is hard to remember a safety plan. So this is also, you know, for them before they reach the end of their rope. Okay, if you feel like it's getting worse and worse and worse, before you're at the end of your rope, who can you talk to? Who will you talk to? And have them write it down, or at least have them think about it now. And so who will you talk to? Will you call a hotline? Will you text a hotline? Will you talk to me? Will you write it down? Will you, so talk to them about who they can reach out to. And then discuss those coping skills. You know, there's a lot of suggestions on here, you know, talking to a therapist, talking to a friend, calling a hotline, really understanding our triggers and our coping skills and our self-care skills. And then I have each of the kiddos list at least 3 coping skills. Now, I know a lot of people will hear that word, coping skills, and they'll go, coping skills, it doesn't work. Okay, so here's another way to reframe it. What makes you happy? What makes you feel better? Because y'all, that's pretty much what coping skills are. Just what makes you feel better. And even I reframe coping skills as It may not make you feel better immediately, okay? I get that. But what coping skills do is it allows us just to ease the pain of the journey. You know, it just kind of adds an extra layer of support to ourselves and our mood and our emotions. And we have to do that, you know, when we are down, when we are struggling. Take care of yourselves. You know, that's what coping skills are. So, you know, think about those too. Okay, if I'm going and my symptoms are worse and worse, what can I do? I can take deep breaths. I can meditate. I can call a hotline. I can watch a funny movie. So again, just talking about coping skills for that person. And of course, for our program, they sign it. Now, I know I have a fellow coworker that had read an article or heard someone speak about how writing down a safety plan doesn't benefit, you know, people who are suicidal. But you know what? I want to argue that we're all different. And safety contracts have a place, they have a time. And again, I think the message really is just talk to people. Just say, hey, if you're struggling, who can you call? And ultimately it is up to them, but at least we are allowing them to know their resources. We are allowing them to know that it is okay to ask for help. We are allowing them to know that, hey, reach out to us. We will be there for you. So taking the Rockstar program, safety contracts, you know, S, staying positive. Okay, let's write down your coping skills. What will support you? T, talking to someone. Here are your resources. Here are hotline numbers. A, ask for help. Hey, who can you ask for help? And then really understanding that recognizing and respecting, you know, when your symptoms are increasing and when you are feeling worse, saying, okay, let me tap into the safety contract. Let me tap into my safety plan in order to better ourselves, to better, you know, so ultimately we're just implementing the Rockstar program with safety planning. So there's a resource, Rockstars. I know I always say I'm going to do a short video, but it is 7 minutes. I hope I explained it well. If you have any questions, please let me know. But have a wonderful week. I'm actually going to take a picture of the safety contract and I'll post it. And again, it's just for an idea. But ultimately, we're just trying to get people to talk about a plan of action. You know, how they can keep themselves safe and plan it now when they're not at the edge of the rope. So, all right, rock stars, mwah, I love you. Rock on.